Hey everyone, welcome back to the realm. I'm Gina.
I'm Rich. How are you doing?
I'm Jenny.
I'm Rob.
And I'm Brian.
And it's Weird Whenever News because we're not doing it weekly anymore.
See what you did there. Nice.
Yeah. You
like
seem
that.
to coin a lot of things for us, so it's good. It's good. You have so much value with your coinage there. So we
are right about the ball.
We are back with our weird weekly news, our weird whenever news now segment, and so we are going to dive right into it. But if you guys have not joined us before and just now finding this, where have you been?
Yeah, where have you been?
And second of all,
wildfire.
Right. And second of all, so what we do is we run like 2 seasons a year. So we have like our spring into summer season, then we do our fall season. And every other Monday we bring you a like single topic full episode where we're just diving into one subject. And then every other Wednesday we're going to post weird news. Could be paranormal, could be anything. So just join along with us, follow us on Facebook, see our great faces on YouTube. We share a lot of our screens with some of the news stories. We share our screens sometimes to see things. So if you're listening to us podcast, definitely hop over maybe and watch it on YouTube as well. We will post the links in the show notes. And as always, we will also post the links to any news articles that we read to give proper credit to the sources and to make sure that you guys know where you can go read it for yourself. So, having said that, which I say that every episode, we're going to switch to the Wheel of Names, which, wait, what'd you call it again? I forget this every week. We have a new name for this now, Brian. What is it?
The Wheel of Destiny.
That's right. The Wheel of Destiny. So I'm going to share my screen so that we can, and the Wheel of Destiny decides for us who is going to do their news first. All right. So here we go. Gonna spin it.
All the old man show watchers, they know the Wheel of Destiny. They know the reference.
Oh my God. Why me? Okay. Yay. It's me. Could you guys hear the clapping that time? Because I should. I really need to work with like the settings within Zoom so that I can share the sound. I really need to do that. All right, let me stop sharing my screen here and we'll go into the news article. So I have a couple. So we each come armed with a couple of news articles and then we blind react to them and have a little discussion about them. So, okay. I'm going to piggyback off of, I think it was last episode of Weird News when Jenny talked about Cicada Geddon, where we talked about like right now we have zillions of cicadas that are going to be coming to the area. There's like several different groups that are like unearthing at the same time. I think you said, Jenny, it hadn't happened in like hundreds of years or something.
Where's Cincinnati? He usually eats those things.
Yeah, it's really an unusual phenomena happening. I haven't seen or heard them yet, but I hear they're coming within the next couple of weeks. So
yeah, I've heard people talking about them.
Well, we've been hearing about this for months. Not one big cicada.
Well, hey, when they get here, they're everybody's worried about the cicadas taking over, and it's going to be crazy. They're going to be jumping everywhere. My daughter lives in Nashville. They're already like. She goes for her runs and they're jumping all over her.
Oh man.
Yeah, she said it's pretty gross. And so they're coming, they're on the way, and everybody's worried, like, oh my God, what are we going to do? There's all these. Well, I found a news article that told us exactly what we could do. We can eat them. Did you know that you can eat? You can eat cicadas. So Cicada Mageddon is actually could be cicada-licious according to this news article that is named that. So this is actually from Wisconsin news station, WISN ABC. And they were talking about this, but it says, if you're an adventurous eater or just want to do your part to rid the world of as many cicadas as you can, since we have so many coming this way, there is actually a cookbook that was put out by the University of Maryland. So you can use their recipes in this book. This article says, I'm reading this verbatim right now, to make an entire meal of the bugs, which are full of protein. They're gluten-free, low fat, and low carb. Hello. So start with cicada dumpling appetizers. You can move on to El Chirper tacos and then finish with
Chirper.
finish with the chocolate chip trillers, which are cicada cookies. So they have they gave very specific instructions on when the best time is to eat the cicadas. So this article goes on to talk about this guy who calls himself the bug chef, or he's known as the bug chef. He's the author of Eat a Bug Cookbook. And he was talking about that people really need to get over their dislike of insects. And it's just deep seated in our culture. But some of the tips that they gave is when you're eating adult cicadas, it's advised to pull the wings and legs off to reduce the crunchiness. But Gordon advises home cooks gather the cicadas when they are nymphs before their body armor hardens while they are still soft and chewy like the soft shell crab. He puts them in the freezer, which he says is a humane way to kill them. And once defrosted, they can become a pizza topping like sun-dried tomatoes, or they can replace shrimp in any recipe. I mean, delightful. So I will post the link to this story. And if you're wondering what it tastes like, I know everything is usually reverts to it tastes like chicken, but this doesn't. The author of the book says he describes the taste of cicadas as akin to asparagus. They have a buttery texture, a delicious nutty flavor, taste a bit nutty, and probably from the tannin, that the nutty flavor probably comes from the tannins from the roots of the trees on which they fed.
I just looked it up. There's at least three different cicada cookbooks out there.
It's disgusting. And when it said it had a nutty flavor, it just took me back to the Austin Powers movie, the one that had Fat Bastard in it. And so Austin's in the lab and he goes to drink this coffee and but it's actually shit that's boiling, and he's like, it tastes a bit nutty. So I like reading it in that
tastes like shit. It shit, Austin. Oh, good. It's not just me then.
I heard cicadas just pee all the time.
Oh,
and then when you catch
This
yourself
story's just getting worse and worse as it goes.
if you catch yourself in a swarm of cicadas, it's not a good thing. And just the thought of that alone, I don't want to cook them. I don't want to eat them.
Don't want a golden shower from them.
Whoa!
I do not want to eat them in a house, and I do not.
I will not eat them with
mouth.
eggs and ham.
Earmuffs for all little kids listening. This is a family show.
I know. When did we ever say that? I feel like we argued this.
I thought I said that before. I never said that.
Oh, I shouldn't have handed out those cards to those little ones on the playground. No,
that's it for me. See everybody. I'm out. If it's a family show, I gotta leave. I'm never gonna.
We are not a family-friendly show, and we are very much listed as explicit content.
Yeah,
so
we're not allowed at playgrounds.
We warn the people ahead of time that we don't always say the most appropriate things. Although, before we move on to who's going to tell the next story or to talk about this a little bit more, I noticed you named yourself Lord and Lady Finkel of Bleridan.
Nice.
Yeah, we are. Yes, as we are.
I love it. I love it. So what do you guys think? Are you gonna just help with the cicada population and make
Hit them
dinner?
with my car. That's how I'm gonna help.
You don't want to broil them in your oven?
Pretty sure I'm not gonna eat them.
I was just
If
talking.
I show up and there's a leg
friend.
sticking out of my mouth, you let me know, because then we'll take it from there.
You're supposed to pull those off first. I was just talking to a
of course
friend
you are.
in Madison, and she was talking about how they had pictures done while she went to, I think it was State Fair, and she ate something with bugs, and it was because she wanted to try something different. So I wonder if they'll have like cicada things at the different fairs this year. I wonder how popular this is going to become.
Look, if they
tell
deep
you what.
fry butter at the state fair, I can see them deep frying the cicadas.
Cicada on a stick. I can
It
just see
even-
it.
Humane Festival, you can have some.
Well, it even
Point them
said
out.
it in the article a little bit. It said like people that have a problem with it, that they can like use tempura batter to like deep fry
Wait,
them.
wait. Did you say deep fried butter?
Yes, they have deep fried butter. I don't know how they do it, but they deep fry butter.
I am
They must
excited.
freeze it. They
You
must
gotta
freeze it.
I don't know how they do it, but anyway.
That sounds like another story for another week.
But I do, right? I do have a question for you, Rob. Being a vegan, does that include like no insects? I'm truly asking this.
I know that this needs to be revisited. The definition of animals, but insects are animals.
Mhm.
I don't eat animals.
Okay. Fair enough.
Right,
I mean-
wrong, or indifferent.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, I guess, they're part of the animal kingdom. Okay, I digress. Okay,
Not
let's.
be eating any insects anytime soon. Nor have I ever considered it in my entire life.
Well, my niece loves to like try new things, and she has had chocolate covered crickets. She's not afraid to try anything. So
Oh,
she's.
I thought Rob just was hurling over there.
But you know
All
what was
right.
even grosser was asparagus. Ugh.
Hey, I
Not
like
selling
this. If asparagus is
stand
cooked, if asparagus is cooked the right way, it's very good.
It's supposed to make your pee stink.
It does.
It does, but it's very tasty if it's
Why
done
y'all
right.
smelling your pee?
That's how you
Well,
keep the cicadas away.
that's
One
right.
thing leads to another.
Wait.
Okay, all right. Let's.
Danny also agreed with Rob that yes, they would not count in a vegan or vegetarian diet. Cicadas are in fact out.
Yeah, they're animals.
That's a
Okay.
good thing. Rob was thinking about it. Now he doesn't have to. He's like, oh,
Woo! Yeah, you saved me.
that was a close
I
one.
mean, I know it's hard for me to get my
I was
protein.
right.
and
I have one
such.
right here. I almost ate it.
Got to
We're
get
just
Rob
waiting
to
for
Vegas
that
so we can take him
verification.
to, we got to get you to Vegas, Rob. They got some good vegan restaurants there.
All right, let's go.
They do.
Modern
In
vegan.
In Chinatown, they make this vegan orange chicken, like fake orange chicken. It is better than the orange chicken. It is so good.
Of course,
What is
it is.
When we lived out there, it's
It has
tofu.
Okay.
no bad karma in it. That's why.
It's tofu and it's absolutely delicious. So when we lived out there, we would always head over to that side of town to grab it.
Where was that at?
In Chinatown, like
Oh.
Koreatown, basically. So if you go, like, there's some Korean restaurants and Chinese restaurants. I don't know technically if they call it that, but I know it's called Chinatown over in that area. So it's
Where's that at? Towards
Is
downtown
Korea,
Fremont area? That way?
Koreatown in Chinatown, or is it next?
like
to
there's
it?
like there's neighborhoods there. So I only lived there for like less than a year, so I'm not well versed on it. But it's when you're on the freeway, that main freeway that goes behind
yeah.
like all
Yep,
of the okay.
Yep.
So there's like one of the first or second exits you'll see off to your right, I think near like the Area 51 thing or Area 15. I meant.
Oh yeah, 15. Yeah, yeah.
I think like the exit near there, but I mean, those of
And
you
you go what,
listening in
west?
Vegas, yeah,
Go west on that? You must, because if you go east,
Yes.
you're back in town.
yes.
Yeah.
So yeah, you head west because that's right.
Okay.
Because I was trying to think where I was
Yep.
living. Because we
Gotcha.
lived like on the east side. I could be wrong. So those of you from Vegas, do not crucify me for giving wrong information. But it is one of the exits, like off that back freeway. It says a sign that says Chinatown. So
When we're there in August, Brian will have to go there and report live. from
yeah,
the vegan
it is.
restaurant.
It's so
I think it is where you're saying, Gina, because I think if you get off kind of where the Sahara exit is,
yeah.
I think it's there.
Yeah,
'cause
Sahara, yep.
I think a Walmart's down there.
Yep. I think you're right.
So
You just keep
go
going up
through
that
it,
road.
Yeah. Yeah. So I
And
think
it's so it's like on the south side of the street then, I believe, but it's where you'll see all these shops and they're like stacked on top of each other. So it's like a restaurant that's on the upper level of this,
Gotcha.
kind of like I don't know what I'm trying to say, strip mall type thing. But you'll know you're in town because then you'll see a lot of different things like signs that are written in Chinese or, I'm not sure. I know there's different dialects, so I don't want to be wrong on what I'm saying. So, all right.
Is it in the bylaws that you have to have been to Vegas to be on the realm?
No, because we don't have bylaws.
I'm like the only one that hasn't been to Vegas.
We'll have to go
gonna
because you
get you
can
there.
still have fun.
Yeah,
Well, me and Brian are going to go check out some vegan restaurants.
Well, there you go.
We know there's a really good one. Veg Nation closed. Like when we would stay downtown. Well,
Yeah.
we would make a point of going down to Veg Nation. They were like our favorite one, and they closed, which really sucks because they were really good. But Modern Vegan's good though.
Did you see they're closing the Mirage?
Yep.
Yeah.
That's so
Before we get there, I'm pissed. I missed the Tropicana is gone. And I was like, okay, when we go, we got to go to the Mirage before it's gone.
Yeah, we'll
Sure
see
shit,
it.
it's gonna
Bye-bye.
be closed. End of what, July 17th or something. You're gonna miss
What
it.
it was? I thought it was the end of June.
Nah, I thought it said July because I was thinking, oh man, if they could just hold out to the end of August, we might be able to sneak in there one day. But
Yeah, that's sad. I was really kind of sad when I heard that.
yeah,
It is sad. There's so much history in those darn casinos.
Yeah.
Well, the bride said there's going to be a big guitar-shaped hotel there now. So
Well, what we should do is we should head out there and do an investigation out there. We should go there for a few days, have some fun, and do an
Break
investigation.
into Area 51.
We can Naruto run into there. Do you guys remember when that happened? When people were gonna storm Area 51 and this person like ran behind the news anchor with like running Naruto style. So it was quite hilarious. Okay, let's get to the next topic here. Okay.
Good
There
job, Jenny.
Way to get us off track. I'm just kidding. Oh,
what the hell kind
Jenny,
of spin
is
is
it
this?
What's going on with the
Jenny?
Wheel
Jenny?
of Destiny here?
oh, it's Jen.
Whoa! I call
Is-
bullshit on that.
No
Is
way.
this like
No
It didn't
way.
even spin. It didn't spin.
you guys didn't?
I didn't even see
Spin.
It
rocked
didn't
around.
spin for you guys.
No, it rocked back and forth a couple times.
Okay, well on my screen it spins, so hopefully like people watch it back, they will see that it spins.
I'm like, what the hell?
But
I mean, I'm
I
not
can
complaining. It
I
didn't
feel
land on
like
me,
this it's your second week in a row, right? Of not getting picked. We may
no,
have
last
time.
week I had to go first last week.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
Or a
It
couple
was the
weeks
week
ago, whatever.
before he didn't get picked.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Got it. All right, Jenny. It's over to you.
All right. So my weird week or my weird whenever news article is talking about full moon superstition. So I know that there's been a lot of weather related topics that we've covered and recently we had the eclipse and all these different things. But going back to more of the bewitching hour theory around when there's a full moon, the freaks come out. So this particular article is talking about different doctors who have actually talked about how hospitals are much freakier, I guess you could say, when there's a full moon.
Mhm.
And so one of the doctors is actually from Atlanticare, and it actually was formerly Atlanticare in Atlantic City, New Jersey. And this particular doctor talked about how when there's a full moon, 7 p.m., people were walking around saying, okay, brace up. It's a full moon. And sure enough, they wind up with some really strange things. So one interesting thing in this article that was called out, it says, after all, the word lunatic derives from the Latin for moonstruck, which I did not know. So if you call someone a lunatic, apparently in Latin, that means moonstruck.
Huh.
So
The more you know.
also, in 2007, a police department in Brighton, England, actually staffed up their police presence because of the full moon and expecting all the crazies to come out. So a research paper in 2011 was done to talk about this as well. Not only is there an uptick in aggressive behavior on a full moon, but this article in 2011 found that 40% of healthcare workers believe the moon's phases have an impact on human behavior. So some of the different things that these providers have talked about is more of the psychological type issues that may surface when there is a full moon. And a different physician within this article talks about it's not unusual to have someone with delusions of grandeur and tales of I've met Jesus, also acknowledging that some of the bizarre incidents that he's seen has been coinciding with full moons, and talking a lot about some of the PTSD and some of the issues that the healthcare workers actually go through with the different types of things that come in through the ED. So while a 2023 study could not disprove what so many trained medical workers believe from observation, there are still questions about whether or not a full moon actually has an impact on human behavior. So I'd be really interested to see what our viewers think, if they actually think that when there's a full moon, behaviors change and strange things happen more frequently, or if this is just superstition.
Well, that's a great story. And it's like literally like age old tale in the sense of like in the healthcare community, because people swear by that. But what I recently found out is which this might have merit to more supporting this as more of a scientific like reality of your article, is that even storm systems or like rain systems, when they're coming in, barometric pressure change or any kind of system like that moves in actually can affect us like neurologically or affect the chemicals in our brain. Some of it they think is like it changes the pressure and like how our body adjusts to it, and that the volume of the brain size might even increase. I don't know if it's like swelling, so I could be like misquoting, but I know that it can create. So that's why some people complain of headaches or their blood pressure being higher, or they're feeling kind of woozy or just kind of off kilter around storm systems. I mean, even people like complain of arthritis hurting when storm systems are coming in. So I feel like there's something to it.
That article did not once mention lycanthropy,
Yeah.
right? I mean, that's a medical condition, and they didn't bring it up once. My neighbor, who is a police officer, and I've had coworkers whose husband was a police officer, and talking to both of them, they do put out stronger force when there's a full moon. And my sister-in-law, who is a nurse up in Freighter, shout out to Laura. They get all kinds of craziness. They way more serious stuff, and it's busy. Whenever it's a full moon, they are much busier.
Yeah.
So we should be ghost hunting then on full moons.
Yeah,
We did. Remember when we did the Boyd House, it was a full moon and Halloween.
Oh, that's
Yep.
true.
You're right.
And that was a pretty exciting
Well,
investigation.
because what I'm thinking is that you're talking about how it has an effect on different things in the atmosphere and all that stuff. Well, that's basically what we're checking when we're using the millimeter and you use the EMF detector. You're checking for changes in your surroundings. So
Right.
if you're saying that the full moon, affects all that stuff, it would only stand to reason that you'd maybe get stronger results.
Because
that
we
time.
are all energy. And I remember the quote. I don't know who said it, but it's I, a universe of atoms, am but an atom in the universe. And that's like such an incredible. I love that quote because
I think that was Bill Murray in Ghostbusters.
it really like blows
I
my
was going to
mind.
say David Bowie or something, but
I thought Dom DeLuise.
Maybe.
totally sounds like something Don would say.
No, he's Captain Chaos. Well,
It's Captain Chaos. It was one of the outtakes.
There you go.
At the end where he said that.
No, Richard Greco said it in 21 Jump Street.
Rico said a lot of things in 21.
Oh,
Richard Grieco. If looks could kill, I love that movie. Thumbs up. 2 thumbs up.
Oh God. Well, I think that might be all we have time for tonight because I feel like this was really good conversation.
Emilio. Oh,
Oh, we'll keep it short and sweet for everybody. But we would love to hear your feedback. So if any of you decide to look up how to cook some bugs and you make something, send us a video of it. Let us, send us a little.
Oh my gosh, that
video
would be fun.
or
to watch.
reel. We would love to post that on our Facebook page and on our YouTube channel. We would love to see people like trying these recipes because we're not. So we'll do investigation stuff. We'll do all that, but we're not gonna cook up some bugs. So if any of you are brave enough to do it, get at it.
You
Send
don't
us
even
some
have to
videos.
eat them. Just make it and tell us what it is
The
and
smell,
take a
like-
picture and yeah.
Send
brownie points
pics.
for eating them.
No, they have to eat.
Yeah, they
have
gotta
to
take
eat.
a bite. I mean,
In fact, if somebody does send us a video of cooking,
And
baking,
eating.
or whatever, and eating it, and they send us a video, the first person to do it, we will send them
a shirt.
TRPD swag. Yes, we will send them a TRPD shirt and some other goodies. So I'm just gonna put that out there. And I'm not gonna advertise it in the description of anything. We're just gonna let this be a gem for whoever listens to it. So whoever's the
Can't
first
wait. Can't wait.
whoever's the first to do it's gonna get some swag from us. So send them in, people. Let's do this.
doesn't include us though, or family members.
Yeah.
It's got to be somebody
No,
else.
it cannot. Yeah, it cannot be us or family members.
Oh, Danny was
I
gonna
guess
do it, wasn't
describe
he?
family members. Are we talking like first generation? Because I feel like now my nephew's going to listen to this and be like, "What the fuck?"
I know a couple little kids in my family would just do it.
My niece would do it, but yeah, we can't. So yeah, you can't be related to
I
us.
know about that
No
crap.
friends or family.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I mean, I guess like friends are okay. I mean, just nobody related to us, and not your best friend. We'll put out those bylaws. We don't have
I'm not having
bylaws.
friends.
There's no
I'm
bylaws.
okay.
Bylaws.
There's
Hold
no
on, let me-
bylaws in this.
I don't want to be in a group with bylaws.
Hold on a minute. Let me get out my list of rules. Hold on a minute.
The number one rule: there are no rules.
Yep.
All right, guys. Well, it's been great, and for those of you listening, thank you so much. Send us any weird news that's happening in your area because we would love to report it. So, otherwise, we'll just keep looking up our own stories. So, until next time, peace out. Ciao.
Bye.
Bye and big balls.
Did you say big ball? Okay, now the recording is going to stop.